are up in the wilderness, backcountry. Just finished up a 5-day mule deer hunt. Used the Kuiu Icon 6000 pack frame the whole trip, and I have to say it held up to the test. We put it through the rigors of the mountains, from everything from packing up to spike camps to packing out a mule deer buck. Just wanted to go over it briefly, how we used it, what pockets we used for what, and basically how it performed. Starting with the frame. The frame held up nicely. A few little scratches from some rocks, no big deal. We had a good experience with the swivel hip belt right here. It seems like to me when I had the heavy load on, especially with the deer, you know, 60, 70 pounds, I had it tied up top with the load lifters and the straps, and this allowed the pack to swivel with my upper body. So this was really a nice feature that I thought. Turning the pack over, starting with the top shelf, stored a lot of things like my cell phone, emergency kit up in here, space blanket, things like that. Little items fit really well up into here. You know, packing out the buck horns, the deer horns, and the skull sat really nice up here. Strapped it down in here, locked those in place without any extra tie downs needed for that. Another feature on this pack that we didn't use a whole lot, but we did on the way up, is it has this top extension piece that has a couple of cinches on it. But this is where you really get the extra space of your pack and really get that 6,000 cubic inches. And this is the top shroud, and you could really extend that pack all the way up. You know, on our trip up to spike camp, I had my food up in here, and it really extends that pack and gives you all that extra space. So you could really get a lot of gear in here if you need to by using this extra top extension piece. And if you don't want to use it, you can simply cinch it down and it folds up out of the way, nice and neat as well. So it's another great feature of this pack. This pocket right here, both Ed and I both use this pocket for our spotting scopes. I have a Nikon, he has a Swarovski, both with some big tripods. They both fit in here nicely. When I wasn't using it for my tripod, it fit, you know, a couple days worth of food right in this pocket right here as well. So that pocket was really nice. Has a nice big pocket right up here on top. This is where I kept my water filter, my pump for pumping water, a bunch of miscellaneous stuff in this pocket in here. There's just all kinds of features to this pack that we really got to learn on this trip. Going down to the hip belt right here, we have 2 pockets on the sides, and what we use these for, it holds a nice 32-ounce Nalgene bottle right in here. These pockets are expandable. It holds things nice and secure. On the other side, we use it for our glassing chairs. We had some nice fold-up glassing chairs, and I used mine for this pocket, so those served us well. These are a nice feature as well. I have chapstick in here. I also carried my smoke in the bottle in here, wind indicators. Carried some wipes in here, some different things in this little pocket. You could use it for a cell phone or a GPS as well. Same thing on this side, another nice pocket. Held some field tips and different things in here. This one right here also has a dual purpose. You could use it to hold your bow or maybe even a rifle, although we didn't do it on this trip. It would definitely work. You know, when we used it when we had our packs full of meat and other supplies, Ed and I both used this strap right here for our sleeping bags. So we could carry things on the exterior as well. A couple straps coming across the top here. I know Ed used these 2 straps coming across this right here to lock in his spotting scope chair. I use it a lot of times to tie down jackets and extra things on the outside like that. So that's kind of the exterior of the pack. Let's open it up and talk about some of the features inside and what we use them for on our trip. So this pack has all kinds of zippers, and you can use them as you want. If you zip them both fully down, it unfolds just like this. And like you see on the flap here, on the back side of the flap, it has all kinds of pockets. You know, I use one of these for my thermocell. I have some parachute cord in that one. This one has all kinds of pockets, another big one up in here. I have some extra blades for my Avalon knife, some rubber gloves. Held all that stuff really nice and secure. What's also nice is it's kind of spandex material that really doesn't allow your gear to shuffle around and make a lot of noise when you're packing. Going up into here, on this side you have 2 spots for your hydration. And on this side I have a 100-ounce Camelback that held that perfectly, 100 ounces, no issues with that. It's even got 2 ports on the side. You can see right here where your hose can come out as well. So both sides, you can have 2 of those at the same time. although we only use one. You could run two at the same time if you needed a lot of extra water. One of the coolest features that I think we found out about the pack on this trip was this meat shelf. This meat shelf right here definitely took a half of a deer boned out, and what we did, we slid it in there. It's velcros on the bottom. You tighten these straps and it really distributes that weight evenly, and that meat's right up against your back, supported by the meat shelf and the whole pack frame. So that was one of the best features we found out. It took the loads well, no problems with it, and you know, we're really happy with this pack overall. But that's how we used it, and I'm sure we're going to learn more about this pack as we go along. But for this first 5 or 6 day trip we took up into the wilderness here, it definitely performed at everything we needed to do. So we give it a thumbs up on our review. So if you want to try out this pack, definitely recommend it.